for yourself coming into year two?
Uh, I think the expectation was to, I think, just gain respect in this league from my peers and coaches. I think that was my main thing. Obviously, things was things was the season was gonna be up and down, but for me, it was just about respect from the refs to the staff to the players. Because I think once you gain respect, um, I think that's when things start to follow. Obviously, with my play, wanted to continue to, you know, be consistent. Obviously, things were up and down, but I just think there's pockets in the season where, I showed that. But I just think the main thing for me was just the respect.
Do you feel like it's been a successful year too?
For sure. I mean, playing the game that I love, at a high level. Getting to play in front of my family and friends on TV every single night. Like, I think it was success. Got better, learned some things. Went through adversity. I say this. I was saying this within my circle, just saying like, this year I think I hit probably the most adversity I probably ever had. Playing the game. So this is good for me, and now I'm able to, learn from it, and going into year three, I know, how to handle different situations.
What did you learn?
Uh, that it's hard to. Obviously, the easy answer is it's hard to win. It's hard to do the same boring things, every single day, day in, day out. Um, the consistency of things gotta the amount of like just mental focus that you gotta have, besides take care of your body, working on your game. The mental part is probably the toughest, just because I mean you don't know how a season can go. Um, you know, so for me it was just about trying to come into this building every single day, being the same person, having the same high energy, same smile. Obviously, it was up and down, like I said, but just the consistency of it and the mental focus that you got to have every single day. It's tough, but I think that's what I learned the most this year.
With the benefit of a couple months of hindsight and experience, how do you view the move to the bench for you? And yeah, what does that mean? Kind of how you to what you do.
Uh, I mean, how do I view it? Is I mean, after the move, it was just about trying to be an impact. No matter what. So I think coming off the bench now, and um, I mean, it's whatever Will wants, honestly. But for me, it's just about coming in the game and uh, being a positive impact, making a positive impact on the game. So whatever that is, me passing, me scoring. But that goes back to me just being consistent, trying to be consistent in whatever it is my role is or whatever. Obviously, I found my niche coming off the bench and, been playing some good basketball, but, that's a conversation for me and Will to have, and we go from there. But, it's just about making a positive impact on the team, giving my energy to the team, um, every single day.
Sorry. Do you think that Will's a good coach?
I think he's an amazing coach. The way he's able to connect with us on a personal level outside of basketball, and then, obviously, the basketball is. I feel like it's. I don't know. I just feel like it's there. Obviously, the season didn't go how I wanted, but the way he, keeps us accountable. Uh, I mean, everybody from the staff to the players to anybody. So, um, I just think his energy helps. I'm speaking for myself, but I just think his energy helps me a lot. Um, and he also gives us a chance to kind of pick him up too. Not everybody's perfect, so when you see him coming in, he might be a little bit low energy. You don't know what somebody going through. So the fact that he helps us pick him up too, um, you know, and I just think Will, he's obviously it's my second year with him, but just the way he can like he kept Larry accountable, just how he keep. I don't know. I'm not saying Oscar the bottom, but the fact that he keeping them two accountable to the same level, like I feel like that's the recipe for having a great team. So I think he's a phenomenal coach.
How does he keep you guys accountable?
I mean, obviously, in the room right behind me in the film room. I mean, we all sit there and watch it. If it's Lowry, he gonna call Lowry out. If it's I don't know John, JC, Colin, me, like everybody, like he gonna rewind it and make everybody watch it 3-4 times, and then we go on from there. But he ain't scared to call out anybody. I mean, we people on this team make a lot of money, and you could easily just kind of let them go on and kind of feel like they know what to do, and he can kind of just stay on the younger guys. But that's not his approach. So I think that the fact that he does that and he's consistent with that, you know, that's kind of the way how he keeps us accountable for sure.
You've talked about wanting to take strides on the defensive end this year, and I think visually you have. But kind of recap that journey for us this year on how you view the defensive end of the game and kind of the improvements you think you've made.
Yeah, I think just overall on ball, obviously keep moving my feet, keeping the ball in front, but also I think knowing personnel. I think that's helped me a lot. Knowing if I have a shooter, non-shooter, we have our schemes, but at the end of the day, we gotta go out there and play basketball. So, the way Will explains it is, if we was playing pickup, like we talking about a possession already, playing pickup, would you help here or would you, you know what I'm saying, or stay on your man? So, this year for me, it's just been knowing the personnel and obviously off ball, working on different techniques on chasing, whipping, whatever it is. But it's just the main battle with defense is just, like I said, knowing personnel, knowing the guy you guard. Once you know the tendencies and what they like to get to, it makes it a lot easier out there.
Offensively, what would be successful to add to your game next season coming back?
I think something that I can add to my game is probably obviously get the jump shot can always get more consistent, but I think for me is I think this year I've been in a lot more ISO situations, so I think it's just about kind of knowing what I'm gonna get to. Obviously, you gotta have a plethora of moves, but I think just knowing something I can go off and then start making reads. Obviously, add that to my game, and I just think also, I think adding, the mid-range jump shot. Obviously, when it comes down to the postseason, and you watch all these great guards in our league, they get to the paint, they rise up over smaller defenders, or think I can add that the bump to the mid-range jump shot. Kind of the paint game, working on my paint game. I think that's what I'm gonna add the most this summer. Obviously, I feel like I have the range and the outside shot. It's just about now when teams start taking that away, what else can I get to? I think I finished the ball really well this season, but now it's just about that in-between game, being that three-level scorer, and after that, the game just starts opening up.
Is it strength? I mean, as simple as, or is it as simple as just like pull the shot just needs to go in? How do you improve your efficiency?
No, I think you was right. Just a strength. This summer working a lot on my legs, my base. That's been the main point of emphasis. So, getting my legs stronger. Obviously, my upper body is gonna come with it, but the main focus has to be, my lower half and my core. Just to have the ability to stay on balance. So, I mean, like I said, when you bump guys off, you might be on balance, off balance. So the stronger you are, in your lower half, it makes it a lot easier when you get, in that in-between game, you're able to bump guys off and, raise over and, feel on balance, jumping off 2 feet. So if I can get to that, a lot next season, and obviously work through the summer, but if I can consistently, feel how that feels, the shooting the ball is the easy part. That's the touch, the feel. So if I can stay on balance, it'll make it a lot easier for me.
What do you think is going to be expected of you next season going into your
I think the main thing is it's just gonna be the competitiveness, competing every single night, competing 82 times a night. So I think that's just probably gonna be what's expected of me. Obviously, I feel like he knows we talk about it all the time, but the offense gonna take care of itself defensively. Got to get better. But I just think the overall compete part it's probably what's going to be expected every single time. Just because I know I can make the reads, I mean, do whatever is needed of me on the offensive end. It's just about, can you compete every single night? I mean, because it's a long season, and like I said, you don't know how it's gonna go. And you also we talked about it. These last 10, 15 games, these for us young guys, that's the next 15, ain't the last. And all 29 teams are watching. So I just think being able to compete at a high level every single night, um, I feel like it'll take me over that hump for sure.
So you have the opportunity to play with the rookies, as early as last summer, and of course throughout the entire season. And with you being just like 1 year removed, what stands out about their work ethic and their commitment to the game?
Uh, I think for all three of them that took on the challenge, obviously, like I said, season hasn't go how we want it, but just besides the on the court stuff, it's just off the court. The way we've been able to connect, go to dinner, do different things. Um, it's been helping us on the floor. We've been able to talk to each other. Um, so I think the willingness for them to kind of build team camaraderie has been the best thing about it. Because obviously last year, my rookie year we kind of had a lot of older guys in a sense, and for me, Bryce and T. Henny weren't with me the whole season. Um, so all of them took on the challenge. Cody, Zay, Kyle. I mean, just an example. Zay went down, did what he had to do in the G League, and now he was back with the team. Same for all of them. So, and I think too they've been able to kind of listen to me a little bit. Like obviously I got a lot to prove in this league, but the fact that of the matter that they can take feedback from me as long as other guys on the team, but just a willingness to listen, willingness to get better, and you've seen it throughout the whole year. They've hasn't been it's been up and down, but they've been going up the entire season.
BJ Edge coming off?
Yeah. I mean, the simple answer, he's a freak. Like jump out the gym, can guard. Uh, Throughout the year, he started to shoot the ball really well. So I mean, I think he's gonna be great. I don't know if he's declared yet. I don't know, but I think he's gonna be great in the league as long as he sticks with it. Um, we have some of the same people, so whenever I get a chance to talk to him and just tell him kind of the little things that I know that's helped me in this league, and if he can have a jump start on that, like I said, the mental part of it. I mean, the physical part. I mean, I'm sure y'all have seen him play. Like, I feel like he got everything. It's always things to get better at, but I mean, for him, if he can mentally do it, and then physically, he just gonna be able to get better and figure it out at some point.
How much are you going to be focusing on that draft lottery on that night?
I was focused last year. I'm gonna be focused all the time, just because you always want to know who you gonna play with. I mean, obviously we don't know what pick we gonna get, but I would love to know when we pick him what type of player he is, no matter who we get. So, but I got a lot of guys in this draft that I know. I mean, Trey, VJ. I went to NBA Top 100 with Dylan. All of them. So I'm excited to see this draft this year.